Okay, when you come in the morning and going to fire the boiler, you first have to make sure that this clock lever here is in the on position. Now this stop is an off stop only. It only shuts the boiler down. It doesn't start it. So it's always wise to pull out on this wheel and put it down here. It won't shut off until it gets all the way around. But you need this lever in the on position. And then what you do is you turn on this switch, which turns the light on and turns this hood fan on if there was any smoke in there. Now you'll see there's nothing in the firebox. So you need to select a piece of wood probably like this, that is a kind of wedge shape, and I can go in here and just set it like that, and I'll select another one, and we need to split them, a lot of them like this, because this is the way you start it, and you put the second one in like that. The fan is running all the time. Then you get a little kindling, probably amount like that, and you put it down on the bottom like that, and then you take some paper. It's best to get full sheets of paper like this and not get this really shiny stuff. It doesn't work too well. And then you open it up, and usually about 1 full sheet and a half, and you just wad it up and put it in there. And we usually take 2 or probably 3 or 4 and do the same thing. And you put it on down there, and then you get another one. I don't really usually like to open these up because invariably you get the deceased people. You look at their age. So I try to burn all those. Anyway, this is the third one I put in here. That probably would be enough. So we get more kindling. And we put it on top. Like that.
Okay.
Now it's ready to start. So then what you do is you turn the main blower on over here, and it will start. You'll hear it start, and then it's ready to light. So you take that, you have a safety lock on here, and you open it up, and you light the fire, and all the way down, and then you just close it and wait until it gets going, which might take 10 minutes or so, something like that. And then you would want to add some more on top and kind of push the kindling down so it doesn't stay up like that. So then you just come back, and the fire would be going good, and you just put more on top. Try not to stack it so it holds up, so that it'll continue to feed down.
And then every time you open this door, this fan.
Yes. Then you go around and look in the window over here, and you can look and see if it's burning well through that glass. And when it is, you just start adding more fuel to it. Now, if the boiler has been setting, the temperature of the boiler with that thermometer will be somewhere between 50 and 70 degrees. So it has to run a while until it gets to 120 before we start circulating with this pump into the radiant system in the house. So it takes a while to bring up the temperature, and you just look at it there, and it will be at 120. Usually I like to see it at about 135. That means it's circulated all the cold water out and it's ready to start.
So at that point, you'd stop adding wood.
No, you just keep adding.
Keep it.
It will take care of itself. And then if the house is calling for heat, it will start taking the temperature down.
I see.
So how many times do you have to stoke it during the day?
In this kind of weather, you run it only once a day.
But what
In the
about
morning.
January?
Okay, when it gets below freezing or below 40 degrees, you probably are going to fire it twice a day. You're going to fire it in the morning, and then you're going to fire it sometime around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it will come up and bring the house up again, and will last all night until morning
I
again.
see. And how many pieces of so when you say fire it twice a day, that's a complete cycle to get it up to 135 or whatever, which might be 8 or 10 pieces of wood, or
It could take probably the firing period in the morning. You might be 15 or so pieces of wood,
Okay.
depending on the size, and that would be probably an average.
And do you migrate the wedge shaped ones are for starting?
Yes.
Once it gets going and you open it up, turn the van on, open it up to add more wood,
Well, you add anything
just
you-
whatever.
Yeah, you add whatever you want, and so the stack temperature, ideal stack temperature is somewhere between 300 and 450.
And that's red.
That's on the
On the
stack
other
over
side.
there. Yeah.
And so you would wait for it to burn down halfway or so before you put wood in?
You would start putting wood in when the temperature starts to drop below 300
Of the stack.
on the stack. Then you need to add more wood to it.